I will say, spoiler, only women are in this tier, and they needed to check themselves. I mean, come on. Tell me that didn't make you scream. Okay? I just want to wrap her in a blanket. Sarah J. Maas took that away from me, and I will never forgive her for that. So unhinged. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's wrong with me. I love, like, cool women. They're gonna get married. Oh, they already are married. Sorry. Hello, book besties. Welcome to my channel. I'm Maddie, and I fear it is time to break down what I think about the main characters in Throne of Glass. So, if you don't know, I have finished the Throne of Glass series. Finally. It took me like a year. But we're not here to discuss how bad I am at reading series. That's for other videos. And trust me, there are videos of that. So I thought it would be really fun to go through what I thought about the Throne of Glass characters, and what better way to do that than tier ranking them. So this video is kindly sponsored by Tier Maker. Definitely not, no. In fact, I'm quite angry with Tier Maker because the amount of times this website has glitched out on me for this video. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways, so obviously I was a little bit late to the game on reading the Throne of Glass series. So I just think it would be fun to go through with you guys and explain what I think about each character. And I don't know if you can hear it, but there are people mowing outside right now, which is such bad timing. But I'm not going to complain because it means our grass is finally being mowed. I just thought this would be really fun because obviously Throne of Glass is so well known. So I feel like a lot of people would be able to like watch this and enjoy this and probably be slightly hurt by some of my opinions, but I'm sorry, okay? These are just my thoughts. So I will do a quick disclaimer, or a couple of quick disclaimers. Number one, this video will have spoilers. So if you haven't read the Throne of Glass series, probably click away, go read that real quick, and then come back. I just feel like it would be a lot more enjoyable if I'm able to talk about the spoilers, and I feel like if you're watching this video, you've probably read the books. So, or you just don't care. In that case, that's fine too. So there's disclaimer number one. Disclaimer number two, I'm using images for the tier maker, tier ranking thing that I got from Pinterest. So I tried my best to choose the ones with author tags to avoid using AI images, but sometimes it is really hard to tell. And I don't think any of these are AI, but if they are, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to support AI art. And if you want to find any of these, literally just look up the character name on Pinterest and it'll come up like super quick. So those are my two disclaimers. Let's get started. Let me start screen recording first though. Recording's in progress. Let's get started. Here is the setup I have. So I mainly chose characters that I feel like are very prominent in the series. They have their own roles. Did I miss characters? Probably. This series did take me a year to read. I have a horrible memory when it comes to characters and character names, and I've come to accept that. So I'm sorry if I missed anybody, but I feel like I got the main grouping here, and then a couple of the smaller ones that just like had a role or I just really liked and wanted to include. And then here are my rankings. So top tier, we have Step on Me. This is for the characters that I let them step on me. I'm in love with them. I would do whatever they tell me to do. I don't care. They can do no wrong in my eyes, and they are incredibly hot. So that's my Step on Me tier ranking. I will say, spoiler, only women are in this tier. And I think as it should be. So then I have Will Protect with My Life. Okay? I wouldn't let them step on me. They have probably done some wrong. They are not perfect, but I still really enjoyed them. I want to protect them. I just really liked them as a character. And Yeah. Then we have They're Okay. This one belongs in the middle. I don't really have strong feelings either way. I feel like a pattern of character fits in this tier, and I will get into that later. Then we have Started Out Great, dot, dot, dot. Gotta say the dot, dot, dot. There are some characters in this series that I think started out well and then deteriorated throughout the book and then just dropped throughout the books because of some reason. Mostly, they just got really annoying and they needed to check themselves. And then we have Trash. This is my favorite tier, and I cannot wait to talk about the characters in this tier because I have such strong feelings about the characters on this lower level. So let's get started. We have Fenris. I'm gonna say Fenris. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that. Oh well. So we have Fenris, and I find his name really funny because dude's literally a wolf. Like, he's the wolf man, and every other wolf man in every other fantasy book's name is Fenris. The creativity was not there, unfortunately, but I feel like it's just a given to have a wolf man named Fenris at this point. So he is part of Rowan's cadre. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. And I feel like what book was it? I think it's the beginning of Kingdom of Ash. Skewed Fenris a lot for me because I don't know if I'd feel this strongly about him if it wasn't for that, but I will protect him with my life. Yes. Yes, sir. I loved how feral he went for Aelin, like in such the cutesy friend way, like him just like wanting to protect her and the angst with everything in that and like literally about to kill himself for her. Yes. Literally peak of fantasy angst. There's just something about one character being tortured and the other being forced to like witness it and not being able to do anything about it and then like risking their life to protect this other person because of how much that other person has been through. There's just something about it. And I don't even know where to begin with that. I also just like really liked him too. I think I liked him in Air of Fire too. So it wasn't just that whole thing that makes me like him so much, but it definitely is a prominent factor. I mean, come on. Tell me that didn't make you scream. Okay? I don't understand anybody who wouldn't like him. Like, I'm pretty sure he's just universally loved, and if he's not, we can have words. Okay? He's a baby. He deserves to be protected, and I'm gonna do it. Next, we have Adian. That's Aelin's cousin, who is very sassy. Like, he's like the resident annoying sassy guy, which I always love. I do. I love the sassy guy who's just like the secondary character. I always love him more than the main male love interest, okay? However, he didn't end well. So, unfortunately, Adian does go and started out great, dot, dot, dot. He did start out well. I think he went through his like ups and downs because like at first you don't really know if he's gonna be good or not, and then obviously he's like, I would die for Aelin, and you're like, aw, he would die for his cousin. That's so cute. And then near the end, his whole thing with Lysandra pissed me off, okay? Because Lysandra deserves the world, first of all, and second of all, okay, I can understand because he was kind of just like being left out of everything, and yeah, that sucks. However, so is everybody else. Aelin doesn't tell anybody anything. It frustrated me a lot personally. So I get what he was feeling there, but taking it out on Lysandra in the middle of a war and then only caring about her when she's hurt? No, sir. No. That kind of made me mad. Dropped him down a few tiers there. So just the last two-ish books, he was just pissing me off so bad. Next we have Sam. I feel like I see a lot of book girlies going feral over Sam, And I can understand why, because obviously there's the whole Assassin's Blade thing. I'm gonna say he's okay. I think it's hard. I feel like we don't get much development for him because he is written to die. And going into the Assassin's Blade, because I read Throne of Glass, I knew he had died. Like, I knew he was going to die. So I think that took away part of it too. Also, and this may be a hot take, I feel like Sam and Aelin didn't have that much chemistry. Yeah, he felt like he didn't really get to have much of a personality. And while his whole death scene was brutal, I was more emotional about how Aelin was feeling. And then I didn't really feel that much emotion, anyways, until I saw the fan art of it. Guys, the fan art of this scene is like literally insane. Oh my gosh. Like, what? Like, I still feel emotion over it. But like, the scene itself, like, reading the scene, I didn't feel that much emotion. But like, seeing it in a picture, I felt more emotion. I don't really know why. But I feel like I just struggled with him a lot, and I can't remember specifics because I read Assassin's Blade like forever ago. I just didn't really have that strong of feelings for him. It didn't help that he was literally written to die. Next, we have Astrid. I will say she is very close to being in the Step on Me tier. However, my heart just breaks for her, and I want to protect her with my life. I just want to wrap her in a blanket, and oh my gosh. The 13 dying? What's up with that? Why? No, because, like, that was probably, like, the saddest scene in the entire book for me. Like, the entire series. And, like, there's some, like, sad scenes in these books, but that was more emotional to me than Sam. Sorry, but it's true. They were the 13. I wanted more of them. I wanted them to live happily ever after. I wanted her to find her love and be with Manon forever. But no, Sarah J. Maas took that away from me, and I will never forgive her for that. So I want to protect Astrid with my life. I loved how she was with Manon, and I think she's just a great character overall. Personally, she did no wrong in my eyes. That's all I have to say. Next, we have Evangeline. I feel like most people wouldn't include her in their tier making, but I just loved her. Also, I love having this child on this screen just surrounded by all these adults in the middle of a war, and then she's here. She's trying to be included, and she's adorable. So she's also in I Will Protect Her with My Life. She's just precious. I loved her interactions with Lysandra, her whole backstory with Lysandra, and like what Lysandra did for her. I can't. I literally can't. Evangeline, I hope she grows up to be really happy. I just really want the best for her. I feel like nobody can't, nobody can't not like her. Is that it? I don't know. I'm done with school for this semester, so my brain's off. Next, we have Lysandra. I'm just gonna put her up there. So unhinged. Oh my gosh. So I'd let her step on me. And it's really funny too because in the Assassin's Blade, when you're first introduced to her, you usually like don't like her because like you're not meant to. And so then when she comes along in Queen of Shadows, you're like, oh my gosh, like that's T. Like what's Lysandra doing here? And then they become best friends, and you find out she's a shifter, and she's actually super cool. Yes. I just thought she was such a cool character. Like her going from, I don't know the proper term for it, her going from her previous role to like becoming a shifter that plays so many significant roles in this series was so cool. Like it made me really happy to see her get to be not only a part of this, like, because she easily could have been just like behind the scenes, like one of the women that just like have a social game and not an actual like fighting role in anything. Like I feel like that happens a lot in fantasy books where you have like one girl who can fight and then one that's just like behind the scenes, which is like still cool because like I love a girl playing politics, but Lysandra can do both. Like she can do the politics because she has everybody wrapped around her finger, but she also can fight so well. And she like pushes herself too. Like there were so many times in the series where I thought she was gonna die because she just kept pushing herself. It scared me a lot, but she didn't, so we're good. I also think she deserves better than Adian because I just don't think Adian treated her that well near the end. And she's a queen, okay? She deserves everything. She deserves more than that tiny little man has to offer her. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now we have Sorsha. Sorsha. That's Dorian's little girlfriend who was written to die. I hate it when characters are literally just written to be a like their only role in the book is to die to move the other character along. It just takes a lot out of them. Like I felt no connection to her, and I feel like I could have come to enjoy her if she wasn't written to move a man's story along. And like okay, it was Dorian. So that is a little bit better, but still. It just like made me really mad. She could have been really cool and I just felt nothing towards her. Also, I think it doesn't help that her and Dorian's romance was uber rushed. There was literally no build up. It was just, oh, Dorian's in love. Oh, her head got cut off. What? I'm sorry, but there was no time for me to build like any emotional connection to her because again, she was written to die. Next we have a lead. Okay, I would protect her with my life. I think her relationship in the book with Lorcan skews my perception of her, which I hate. Okay? Because we don't need to tie women to their love interest. However, I feel like near the end, like at some point, her character just started to revolve around him and not her story. Because her story is like so heartbreaking. Like, ooh, what book was it that she was in? Air of Fire? I think it was Air of Fire that she was introduced. She has gone through so much. Like, it's not even funny. Like, this poor girl. And I just really want her to tear the world down around her. Like, if she had a villain origin story, that would be it. However, she's, like, way too nice for that. And that's also super cool because, like, she's still precious after going through all that while also having, like, a nice little dose of rage inside of her. And I feel like that's a good mix to have for a character. However, again, her relationship with Lorcan just I think skews my perception of her, which is totally unfair. So I need to like break her away from Lorcan so I can just appreciate her character like as her own. Speaking of which, next we have Lorcan. I find it funny. I have him matching like fan art with Rowan and Aelin, which is like probably horrendous. But this was like my favorite one of him that I found. I really love, I don't know who did this, but like the fan art with like the vines and so cool. It was so cool. However, he is trash. It was really funny because I kind of forgot he existed by the time I got to what is the one that is buddy red with Tower of Dawn? Empire of Storms. I'm so smart. I remember like reading him in Empire of Storms, and I'll admit it had been a while since I read Queen of Shadows, so Lorcan came up on screen, and I was like, "Who's Lorcan?" Like I've never heard of this man before in my life, and then I realized, oh, probably somebody to remember. Again, I'm really bad at remembering characters. Me having like months between each of these books was not a good idea. Don't know why I did that, but I did, so can't take it back now. When he popped up on screen, when he popped up on page. I kind of completely forgot who he was. And then he, okay, honestly, it was like the way I think he went about the romance with the lead makes him trash. Because he could have been okay, you know? Like, I could have just not had any opinion about him other than him just being like a toxic man. But he's also a toxic man who like looks at this girl and he's like, mine. Ew. Also, there was like one scene where he found out like she was a virgin and he got really weird about it. And that gave me the biggest ick. I'm like, dude, no. Go away. Like, walk out the door right now. I never want to see you again. So, that was just like really bad. Like, oh my gosh, it just grossed me out so bad. So, he just gave me the ick, I think, when it came to a lead and just like how he dealt with everything and he just like immediately like claimed her. I feel like, and also I just get such bad vibes from him. Like he's just so toxic and I want nothing to do with him. But also if you like him, I think I could understand that because he did have like sweet moments. I just think that the bad moments outweighed those for me. So if like you like him, I'm not gonna judge you for that. Cause like I guess I can get it. But for me, ew. So yeah. Next is Rowan. I would protect him with my life. He's such a good little boyfriend. Is he more than that? Yeah, I guess. But he's just like such a good little boyfriend. I really liked Rowan. I liked him from the start. Going into the book series, I knew that like Rowan and Aelin got together. But like going into third class, I'm like, where's Rowan? Because I obviously didn't know like how we got there, so getting to Aerofire was really fun and getting to meet him. And I just think he's super cool. And him doing everything he can to protect Aelin makes my heart all warm and fuzzy. Like, I really liked them together. I really just liked him too. I think he was like a really good character. I think he supported her well. He just wants to be done with this war and he will do anything to get to the end of it with Aelin. Okay, I also really love how he's like, if you're not surviving this, I'm not surviving this because I can't live without you. Guys, that's so cute. That's like peak romance. So he's just so loyal and he's just a little baby. He's like this 7-foot man who can turn into a hawk and is probably super ripped, but he's a baby. Next we have Nesrin. It's funny because I don't think I could tell you like when she was introduced. I think it was in Queen Shadows, but she also could have been introduced before that. I don't really remember when she was introduced. I just know by the end, she's a queen. She's so cool, guys. Oh my gosh. She's so cool. Like, what? One of my favorite things was when she went to the other land across the sea that I don't remember the name of, like where her family's from. She had learned from her little prince guy that apparently they have like stories about her. Like, cause she's such a good archer and like she's from their land. How cool is that? Like, girl's literally famous and she didn't even know it. Like, I just thought that was so cool. And I mean, if I was her, I'd be freaking out because that would be like the coolest thing that would ever happen to me. So I love that. And that has like nothing to do with her really, but I just love bringing it up because I just thought it was really cool. But no, I loved her so much. She also deserved way better than Kale, and I'm glad she got better than Kale. Like, girl's a queen now. Or an empress. She deserves it. She really does. She's such a cool fighter. She can do no wrong in my eyes. I think she handled a lot of situations so well. And in the end, she just did what was best for her and not her kingdom, which was a slay. Also, she deserved to get away from Kale. I'll get to him in a moment. Next is Yrene. Again. Okay, I have like mixed feelings about this one because of her love interest. I'm trying to think because I want to be fair to her because I did like her. But like, she started to let her entire character revolve around Kale near the end, but she also kind of like saved the world. I have such mixed feelings about her. Should I just pit her and she's okay? Like, could have been better. I'm like running through my mind like every scene she's ever been in. I'm gonna pit her and she's okay. It feels a little wrong, but I also don't think she belongs in the tier right above that. And I don't even know if I made a new tier what it would be called. So I'm gonna put her in she's okay. I liked the potential we had with her. Also, I love healers in fantasy. Like, anytime I play like any sort of fantasy game, I always like choose to be the healer because I know myself. I'm not I can't fight. Like, I can't even fight in a video game. But healing I can do. So I love a good iconic healer. So when she was first introduced, I thought that was really cool. And then figuring out she was literally in Assassin's Blade was like the coolest thing ever. But I do think her character started to blur a lot more as we got into Tower of Dawn because like it just started revolving around Kale. I thought that was really unfortunate because she also learned how to like heal a demon out of somebody. But that I think started to get overlooked because she was with Kale and then she was pregnant. I don't know. I have a hard time with that one. I think I'm just gonna move on and try not to think about it anymore. Next we have Nehemiah. She's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I love that picture of her. Like, she looks so gorgeous. I think I'm gonna pit her and she's okay. Again, because she was written to die. Why does Sarah J. Maas keep doing this? Like, you can tell when, like, a character is written to die. You know? I just realized I forgot to put Gabrielle in here. I love how thinking about characters who die made me think of that, because he was one, I don't think he was written to die. Like, he had his other roles. I would put him in Protect My Life. I don't feel like finding a picture for him. Just know I'd put him Protect with My Life. But, like, Nehemiah, Sam, Sorsha, like, they were all written to die, and you could tell that. Because, like, their entire character revolved around, like, that one other character. That their death would move their story along. I don't know if that made sense. But, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell, and I think you could tell a lot with Nehemiah. Obviously, I didn't know that she had died before going into it, but, like, by the end, I was like, yeah, she really was just written to die. And I guess, like, that was the whole point of her character, like, in the big picture anyways, because of that whole, like, prophecy? I don't think it was a prophecy, but, like, do you know what I'm talking about? Where there was, like, she needed to die so Aelin could save the world. And I'm just kind of like, okay. I feel like we could have just had a really good conversation. Maybe it would have been a lot less emotional then, and then you could have done better. I don't know. It sucks too because I liked Nehemiah. Like, I liked Nehemiah a lot more than I liked Sam and Sorsha. Because I thought she was just such a cute friend, and I really liked her. However, you just get like nothing of her because of that. And I hate that. So, it probably doesn't help too that her character is like diluted after reading so many books. So like by the end, like she's been dead for such a long time that you don't remember as much about her. So like your opinion on her is just like diluted. So that probably doesn't help. But maybe Yureen and Nehemiah need their own tier, but I don't know what it would be. Next we have Kale. This is the happiest moment of my life. Angels are singing. I hate him. Do I need to go into it? I feel like I do. I've seen girlies liking him. And I don't want to hate the girlies who like him. I don't want to hate any girlies. But I hate him so much. What? Okay, he did start out well. I thought, in the beginning, I liked him. I even liked him and Aelin, even though I was like, this is kind of like, I feel like they're not going to end up together, because I also know this, like, Rowan guy is supposed to be here. So I'm like, what is happening? But I liked him at the beginning. And then the whole thing with Nehemiah did happen. However, I don't hold that much against him in that respect, just because I do think it was a super complicated situation. However, like the whole thing with like Aylin's leaving, and he is obviously like upset. I guess he has a right to be upset. He wants to marry this girl, even though he's known her for 5 minutes. And then she comes back, and he's like, hates her, as if he didn't tell her that like he'd wait for her. Okay, rude. And then it feels like he uses Nesrin to get over Aelin. And then he like even kind of like admits that, and he like makes these promises to Nesrin, and then he hooks up with Yrene and marries her. Because Nesrin was out of the building for a while. I hate the way he uses every single woman around him and then proceeds to make himself the victim and then the villain. I could have a whole TED talk about him and how mad he makes me. I think he is such a tiny little man. Like the smallest man to ever live, yes. We're moving on. Next is Dorian. He's a baby. He's precious. I loved how sassy he got towards the end because he was so broken inside. That's like feels like really mean to say, but it's true. I do think when we started the book series, he felt very bland, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna like him, and it feels like I should. But I just had to give myself time and him some time to develop and to go through some serious trauma to get to where I wanted him to be. By the end, I really did like him. He was so reckless with his life, though, but it was kind of entertaining. Like, I don't know about you, but I kind of love the characters who are just like, well, if I die, I die. Like, oh, well. And everybody else around them's like, no, like, don't do that. But, you know, it's just a fun dynamic. So I do love characters like that, and I feel like he very much was that character where he's like, I'm going to go fly to this place because I just learned how to turn to a bird, and we're going to go see what happens. And Manon's like, please don't. So entertaining. I just loved his development, and I think he developed really well. I think he's going to be a great king, and I think everything he went through is also going to help him be a great king too. So I feel like everything that happened to him had a purpose, which really does help in his development. So I really liked him. I will protect him with my life. I know I said, like, I enjoyed where his trauma brought him, but I don't want anything else bad happening to him, okay? He's gone through enough. Next, we have Manon. I think you know. I think there is a definite pattern in my tier ranking, and at this point, you will know where she goes. In fact, she goes to the front of the line. Manon? She makes me nervous. I'm gonna, like, giggle and kick my feet. Which is so funny, because she literally has, like, iron nails and teeth and will kill you in, like, a second, and she would probably hate me. That doesn't stop me from loving her, okay? I will love her to the end of time. She's so cool. I love her. I think I liked her from the beginning, because at the beginning, she was a lot different than I expected. And one thing I didn't appreciate about her character is that Sarah J. Maas was really like, here's this like really brutal character, and she's gonna tell you every second she gets how mean and bad and brutal she is. And then I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, she's not a good person. I get that. But I think, like, as we went on, I'm just like, no, she's not a good person. But she's kind of trying, and she's super cool and hot, and I think she's amazing, and I would let her step on me. And she would, too. Like, Nesrin and Lysandra wouldn't even think about stepping on me, because they're, like, too nice. Or, like, just better than that. But Manon would. And there's something about that. I don't know what's wrong with me. I love, like, cool women. Like, they're just so cool. And I love them. Cool women are cool, guys. Don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to put into words what I feel about Manon. So, we're gonna get to our very last one, Aylin. Now, you probably think I would put her in Step on Me. Don't think she's quite there. And I think that's because I did struggle with her character for a little bit, and I couldn't tell you why. I think near the beginning, I was just having to adjust to her as a character, and I don't know if it's because, like, she's not like other YA fantasy female protagonists, or if it was something else. But I did have to adjust to her character for a little bit, but I still, by the end, really loved her. I would protect her with my life. I just thought she was really cool. I think she is a great queen. I loved her character development, but I think she has gone through so much change, and obviously a lot of that was trauma. She's been through a lot, but I just really liked her by the end. I think, weirdly enough, Assassin's Blade helped me like her a lot more, because I think I was really iffy with her in the first two books, but then Assassin's Blade, I was like, oh, I actually really like her. Like, she's kind of funny and cool. And then we get to Airfire, and that's when I think I really started liking her. So, I think it just took me a little bit of time, but once I liked her, I liked her. We need to put her next to Rowan, because they're in love. They're gonna get married. Oh, they already are married. Sorry. That was also crazy. She's like, that's my husband. And everybody's like, what? She's crazy. How much, like, I did think it was cool because, like, obviously she has, like, all these, like, secret plans in play, and she never tells anybody else in the books, but she also manages to never tell the reader. Because I never had any idea what she was doing, and so, like, as things come up, I'm just like, that sounds about right. I think this looks good. I would move Urine and Nehemiah to their own tier, I think, but again, I don't know what that would be. So I think they're going to stay there at they're okay. I do think they deserve a little bit better than that. So I'm putting that out there. Like, I don't not like them, you know? So we've reached the end of today's video. Here are my rankings of the Throne of Glass characters. Isn't it so iconic? I'm so glad I finally had a chance to do this. I came up with the idea of this video like halfway while reading the books. I've been looking forward to this one. So I'm so glad I got to tell you of my love for Manon, Lysandra, and Nesrin, and my hate for Lorcan and Kale, and then everybody in between. So, yeah. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Okay? You can yell at me. Yeah. If you want to yell at me, go for it. If you want to agree with me, even better. That would make me happy. I would love to know where you would put some of these characters. Like, would you do it differently? Would you do the same? Who would you let step on you? Who do you think is trash? I actually would really love to hear what you guys think after reading this, because I feel like, obviously I've heard a lot about, like, Aelin and Rowan, some about Kale. I don't know how people stand on a lot of the other characters, so I would love to know. If you've read the Throne of Glass books, please drop in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, like, comment, and subscribe below, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye!